Welcome to the Property Moms Podcast. Ever wondered how to juggle listings, clients, lunches, and little ones? You're in the right place. Meet Chelsea McKinney and Alisa MacQuinn, two entrepreneurial dynamos, thriving real estate agents, and above all, powerhouse mamas right here in North Alabama. Diving deep into the world of real estate and motherhood and a little bit of everything in between. Grab your keys, your coffee, and let's get started.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 3 of the Property Moms Podcast, where the juggle is always real. I'm Chelsea McKinney.
I'm Alisa MacQuinn.
And welcome. We are more than halfway through October now. Who knows when you will see this?
Yeah, could be closer to Thanksgiving.
But today we are going to talk about the market a little bit. The market snapshot for September came out. So we'll be comparing last year's September with this year's September and just kind of, talking about the trends that are happening right now. We'll also do our question of the day, stemming off of our 20 questions from episode 1. Alisa is going to give some staging tips to prepare your home for listing pictures, to make your pictures better and to make her life a little easier. And Alisa brought some goodies that she's been...
The random crap I brought this week.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's the segment name.
Yep.
The random crap I brought this week.
I'm not going to sing a jingle, but maybe we'll get one eventually.
Okay, so starting off, let's do our question of the day.
Yep.
Question of the day is, what is your most favorite feature about yourself? And what is your least favorite feature about yourself?
So my favorite feature about myself is probably my hair. I've actually kind of always had a love-hate relationship with my hair because, I don't ever think it looks good short, even though I just kind of got it chopped. I know, I did. I always see, girls on Pinterest, and I see, how good it looks long. And it's like the beach waves. I'm like, oh, yeah, I could totally pull that off. And then, I'm too lazy to do anything with it, so it just ends up looking like meh.
If I had somebody to do my hair every day.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
We could totally rock it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm when I go get my hair done, she always curls it. And I'm like, oh, it looks so good. I should put more effort in. And then I realize I hate curling my hair.
I know.
So that's my favorite. And then my least favorite, it is my feet. I have big feet. And Chelsea also has big feet. But yeah, I don't like shoe shopping. I don't like having to only look for the neon sticker instead of looking. I can't go into a shoe store and say, oh my gosh, these are so cute. Let me find my size. I literally have to put on blinders and I have to just look for the neon stickers and go, do I like this shoe?
Yeah.
Because I know they have my size.
So what size do you wear?
So I'm a true 10.5 most of the time. Sometimes they get off. But 11 is a safer bet, and so it's hard to find shoes that size.
Fun fact, I was a 10 before my first pregnancy. And then my feet grew while I was pregnant, and I had to throw away every single size 10 shoe in my closet.
I can't even imagine, too, because I think I have a lot of shoes that I just don't wear.
And I say throw away. I donated.
Yeah.
I meant donate.
Well, we know.
I donated every single pair of size 10s.
Yeah.
And I am a solid 11 now. And thank goodness my feet did not grow anymore with my second pregnancy.
Yeah,
that would have been
because I don't know.
terrible.
I think I've seen a size 12 in
Have
women's
you?
here and there, but it's been very, very rare.
My stepdaughter, who is 14 years old, she's 6'1", 14 years old.
Is she really that tall? Wow, I didn't realize she was that tall.
And she wears a size 11.
Dang.
And she's only 14.
Yes,
So I'm
God
I
bless.
just, I don't care how tall she gets. I just pray that her feet stop growing.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's going to be
So hard.
impossible.
Honestly, thank God for Amazon because then I can just go size 11 and
True.
then whatever. But before all that, before that was a thing,
Yeah.
I used to hate it. I used to just wear whatever because I just didn't want to go shoe shopping.
I feel like my feet were large from a very young age. And
Mine too.
there was one place, out in Newmarket,
Oh, wow.
that had larger size shoes
Yeah.
that we would go to. Because DSW, Rack Room, you couldn't find, Shoe Carnival, you could not find anything
They
larger
might
than,
have a 2 or 3 pair and they were all grandma shoes or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
they weren't good.
Or there were other people with big ass feet and they had already come
They had already come and taken
yeah.
Yeah. I'm y'all can help a tall girl out and throw a
Right.
couple more out here.
I know. It's just, yeah.
Okay, so
that's
your
always been
favorite
hard.
and your least favorite.
Okay, my favorite, this is weird, but my favorite feature about myself is my nose. And
It's such a good nose.
It's just, it's not too big, it's not too small, it's just right for my face, but I only really like it from the front. Like, I don't love my side profile.
Okay, so I really don't see, like, does mine go straight down?
Yours is very straight.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yours is very straight, but I have like a little bump right there.
Now that you say it, I barely see it, but I never would have picked it out had you not said
But
it.
also when I talk, like the tip of my nose moves.
Yeah.
And it really bothers me.
It bothers you?
From
do you
the side.
feel it moving, or you just see it?
No, I just
okay.
have seen it before, and I know that it looks weird.
I don't think it looks weird at all. I never would have noticed those things.
Okay, so my least favorite feature is my 5-head. It's not a 4-head, it's a 5-head. I've got a ton of real estate up here. I have I've done all the, TikTok filters that's like, should you get bangs? And it's a unequivocal no, hard no from the TikTok filters because they look so terrible.
But I still think, so I have a set of bangs that I bought off of Amazon, and I'm going to bring them, and you're going to try them on next week. I'm going to have to straighten them because I just shoved them somewhere in my hair
curly
thing.
and
No, they're literally just straight, but they also have I guess this is called the money piece. What are these called? Money pieces or whatever they're called? Okay, I don't know. I just heard my hairdresser say them last week, and I'm like, is that what they're called? And why are they called that? But this part goes down a little bit longer, so it's really face framing.
Okay, so I have heard of that, but I thought it was when they had like a little bit lighter.
Maybe that is what that is. I don't
pieces
know.
around face
Girl,
framing.
I rarely get my hair done, so I don't know.
I don't either. I color my own hair.
Okay, do you box color your hair?
No, all of my in-laws have owned salons. And so although they don't anymore, they keep their license up so they can go into Salon Centric and they can get me temporary. It's all temporary color. It's not permanent, but so they get me the color and the stuff I mix it with, and I just...
Seriously, I almost never color my hair. Almost never. I hope Sabrina doesn't watch this. Okay. Not that she ever would. I want my hair dark. I want it darker.
Okay.
Not black, but darker.
Yeah.
With reddish, brownish tones in it, okay? And I love this. This is still good. It gives it dimension. It's fine. But I wanted it darker. And so I have a hard time relaying that information to people and getting what I want. And so I was like, I put in the Bad Moms group. I was like, I'm just going to box dye my hair. And so many people came after me. They were like, if you do, I'm never going to speak to you again. I'm like, okay. I just don't know what to do. So
I used to box dye. I think I first got my hair professionally colored when I was in my 20s. Early 20s. It's super expensive. Yeah.
I've paid $300 to color my hair more than once, unfortunately.
I just can't. I can't.
It makes me want to vomit actually thinking about it. Anyways,
I can just think of so many other things to spend that money
for
on.
sure. Yeah, and I try to keep it a secret from Andrew, but I'm pretty sure he's found out at some point.
Don't watch
Sorry.
this. Okay, let's get into the market.
Yep.
All right, so we're going to be comparing Huntsville, Madison County, September 2022 to September 2023. Okay, we've got homes sold last September, 753 homes. This September, 622 homes, so a solid 130 homes less. Average sales price has stayed consistent, which is nice. Last year it was $371. This year it was $370, so at least that has been consistent. Homes on the market, just under 1,500 last year, just over 1,800 this year. So that 300 number, that is really big. 300 more houses on the market, 130 homes less sold.
Yeah.
So that's a harsh reality for sellers.
Yeah.
We've also got average days on the market. Last year was 14, this year is 29. So we're seeing a lot more price drops. We're seeing a lot more ballsy buyers.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I should say that, but ballsy buyers who are offering $50,000 less than asking after 2 days on the market.
Yeah.
And
let me just say, you know what? Okay, so I've been a real estate agent for 5 months now, 4 or 5 months now. Okay, and I will say this. Never did I ever think that being in real estate would also feel like how Facebook Marketplace has somehow become. Does that make any sense?
I don't know.
So Facebook Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, when it first came out, felt legit. You would never think about messaging someone being will you take half for that?
Yeah.
You wouldn't, for whatever reason. And now You post on there, and first of all, the first half messages you get are all scams.
Can I send you a code?
Yes. No, you can't. I already said no scams, whatever. And then, or it's someone who's like, I got one the other day that was this girl. So I have a punching bag for sale, like a standalone punching bag that I bought from my postpartum rage that I now no longer need.
Okay.
So,
good for you.
yeah, so I posted it, and I have like the punching gloves that go with it. Like I have the hand wraps. Like it's a whole deal, okay? And somebody messaged me, and they were like, hey, like, I'm going to shoot my shot. Like, I'm a single mom who's like a student. Can I just have it? And here's my thing.
Can you just have it?
She just wanted it. Here's my thing. I have gotten so many messages like that from moms for like baby clothes. And guess what? No problem whatsoever.
Yeah.
I will give you these baby clothes, and I'm happy to do it.
Yeah.
A punching bag? Girl, you don't need that. That's a want, not a need.
Man.
And I need the cash from it.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. It just feels, and now the market starts to feel that way, where you're like, when you get those offers, that's like $50K less for like 2 days on the market, you're like, ugh, that's such a bad taste in my mouth. And I don't even want to entertain anything like that.
So I have used the motto a couple of times. It's always a no if you don't ask.
Yeah.
Right? But in my case, it's always a no if I don't, like, hey, are you available for some paid service 2 days from now? Like, sorry, it's short notice, but I'm going to pay you. Are you available? Like, that's always a no if I don't ask. But I've never thought about just being like, will you give this to me?
Yeah. Can I just have this? Because I'm at this point in my life. I've also been at that point in my life. I've also been a single mom in school.
Yeah.
And I never had the audacity to be like, hey, that's like a real cool want that I would love to have. And so like, can you just give it to me?
I mean,
Sis,
like
no.
diapers and stuff like that.
100% all day long.
Yeah.
And I don't even care if it's true or not. If you felt like you were so desperate you had to message me for that kind of thing, I don't even care what your motives are. I'll give it to you. But
diapers,
a punching bag,
baby clothes, like formula, like sure, all day, every day.
Yep.
Oof.
I know. Thank God I didn't even respond because I was like, I'm hitting that point in my life where I'm like, I'm not as petty as I once was.
Yeah. Well, and people do ask for discounts everywhere, though.
Oh, for sure.
Like on Airbnb, I can't tell you how many times I'll be like, I'll get a message on a Sunday for like a Monday check-in. So weekends are booked always.
Yeah.
Weekend, you cannot find a weekend, but sometimes I'll have like a Monday through Thursday or like a Tuesday through Friday, and somebody will message me the day before, and they're like, hey, since I'm filling this slot for you, like they're doing me a favor.
Right, yeah.
And I'm like,
nah.
First of all, I already have,
like a
pricing cut. Yeah. Like if it's like a last minute booking or if I have an opening, I'm already
cutting it.
I'm already cutting my pricing.
Yeah.
But to cut it further and then for you to just come in and trash my house, because that happens.
Oh, I believe it.
More often than not, it's wild.
You know what I think too is like, we're all going through it right now. Like we are all feeling like this, I hate to even say silent recession and like put that word more out there. But by the same token, like if you just look at like the economy right now and you look at the jobs and you put it all together, it ain't looking fantastic, okay? So like, but I think we're all feeling that. Like we all go to the grocery store and we hurt. We all go to the gas pump and we hurt. Like we know it. So by the same token though, like don't turn around and try to gouge the person next to you.
Yeah.
About, like that's what really grinds my gears.
I used
Makes
to say that.
me mad. Yeah.
It really grinds my gears.
Yeah.
I would say that.
It came from like an old-timey radio show or something, didn't it?
I have no idea.
Oh shoot, someone's gonna come on here and tell us. Your dad's gonna bust in here any second and be like, I'll tell you what it's from.
Oh man. Anyway, so market. Sorry. We get off on tangents.
Squirrel moment.
Yeah. Back to the market. It is a weird time right now and the rates are not helping, and we have a flip house that's on the market right now, and it is a beautiful house. It really is.
Yeah.
And like we're just not seeing the showings that we were. Granted, it's in like a higher price point, and so I know that's harder for a lot of people, but we're currently toying around with the idea of like a 3-2-1 buy down, because now it's a 3-2-1, not just a 2-1.
Not just a 2-1, yeah.
And what kind of incentives can we give without just like slashing the price $50,000? Like, is that what it's going to take? I'm a seller in this market, and if you're a seller in this market, I feel for you. Yeah, real estate is great sometimes, and it's not other times.
And sketchy other times.
Yeah, I was telling Alisa, like, I really commend anybody who is willing to leave a like steady paying job to get into real estate right now without having some kind of backup.
Yeah.
Because real estate was my side hustle for years and years and years. I had an accounting job at a government contracting company, and I told myself that whenever I can replace my salary with real estate commission, I would quit my job. And I think I did that like year 1 or year 2. But it took me 6 more years to be willing to take that leap because there is something about a paycheck every 2 weeks.
Oh, man.
That and like an insurance.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I know I lost that at the end of
insurance.
September, and that was my plan. I was like,
Yeah.
I'll do these things and I'll like really just stretch it out. And when I was like you, I was like, when I can replace what I make, you know, blah, blah. I wanted like for 3 straight months. I was like, for 3 straight months minimum, if I'm replacing what I make at my job, then I'll quit.
Yeah.
You know, plus insurance, because I added that on because I knew it was going to be hefty. And then like I got the call that they were closing the company down, and I was like, well, shoot.
Here we go.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah. It's a little scary.
it's very scary. Yeah.
Yeah. But you can do it.
You can do it.
You can do it. You just might have to be a little, creative with how you get your income because it may not all come from
Real
commission
estate,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
So let's let that segue into you have Home Sweet Home photography, so
Yeah.
you do real estate photography.
Yeah.
So Alisa takes pictures of all of our listings, and we want to talk about some staging tips, some cleaning tips, preparing your listing for the market and for photos. So
Starting with mine.
go girl.
Okay. How can I say this in a way that's not that cannot be? Some of y'all are nasty. Okay, but I think too, like when you live in your own home, you forget that like, oh, I have like 10-foot, 12-foot ceilings, and I can't get on top of the fan to dust it. The whole point of this is that it is worth your money, is money well spent if you can hire somebody to at least do like an initial cleaning of your home before you get pictures taken. And if you're doing it right, you're not going to schedule to have pictures taken until you are ready to go live on the market. Not, oh, let's get pictures taken. We still have to get this painted and we still have to do that. No. Do all that first and then get your photos taken. But if you're ready to get your photos taken and go straight on the market, it's worth its weight in gold and having a cleaner come in and professionally clean your home right before you get pictures taken.
Agree.
Yeah, because a lot of times, like, and they'll do your windows. I can't tell you how many times people forget to clean their windows, and then, like, I'll go to open them up all the way, like, I'll pull the blinds up, and be like, oh my gosh, I forgot to clean the windows. And when I go to do that pretty picture where I can see the outside and bring that into the photo, it's 9 times out of 10 like a dingy looking window. That's the view that people see. And I can only do so much in Photoshop, and I'm not going to tell AI to generate something because that's a lie, and I won't do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, just having someone, it feels like you're like, oh, I'm already doing this. I'm already having to get this fixed, whatever. Pay somebody to clean your home. And if you don't, that's fine. But just know that you're gonna have to spend a whole day at least really busting your butt to get your house really clean.
Well, and not only the inside, but you need to clean up the outside.
Yes,
Like
pressure washing if you have siding, especially lightly colored siding like white or yellow or even light gray. That needs to be done. And brick will get mildewy too.
Yeah.
All that stuff needs to be.
Well, and like what's easy to do is to go to Lowe's and get one of those like cobweb brushes and throw those like, in the corner, every corner of your house. Because if you have a wall right here and a wall right here in your front door, and then all this corner is filled with cobwebs, like that's nasty.
Yeah, and all that tells a potential buyer is that you don't take good care of your home. That may not necessarily be true, but that's what the perception is that, oh, they can't even bother to knock down these cobwebs.
Right.
What does the crawl space look like?
Yeah. Sweep off your sidewalk, pull some weeds.
Yes.
Get your bushes, trimmed back and put out new mulch. Like curb appeal is big too.
Grabbing 2 or 3 mums right now and throwing them on the porch will drastically, I mean, just those little things like pops of color too will really help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one thing, smells are alarming for buyers.
I will say that probably like at least 8 times out of 10, it's a smell.
Yeah.
And you can think it doesn't smell like anything,
Because you're used to it.
Yeah, because you're used to it. But yeah, it's a thing.
I can't tell you how many times I've walked into houses with buyers and like there's a faint whiff of a wet dog.
Wet dog, yeah.
And
or cat.
automatically that buyer goes, I'm going to have to change out all this carpet. What's that going to cost me?
Yes, that's always their first thought.
What is that going to cost me? And I'm like, oh God, let me get out the square foot. Like, let me try to take some measurements. Let me try to quote you on this right now, since you have to know. But like, that's immediately what their mind goes to.
It is. Yeah. Smell is huge.
Yeah.
Huge. Yeah.
Or if you're a smoker, it seeps into drywall. It like absolutely seeps into drywall. If you are selling a house that has been smoked in, you need to scrape all your ceilings.
Yep.
You need to kills your ceilings, your walls. You need to put at least 2 coats of paint on everything. You need to remove your carpet, replace it, and never step foot in that house again.
Yeah.
Until, I mean, like literally, because it is...
It sounds dramatic, but it's true.
That is what it takes.
It is.
Unless you have somebody who is also a smoker, or who's gonna, if you have somebody who is a flipper, who's gonna buy your house, well, first of all, they're gonna buy it at a discount. So do you want that, or do you want to sink some money into it to get those smells out, to sell it for top dollar? These are decisions that you may have to make if this pertains to you.
Yeah.
But man, I've gone into some really heavily smoked in houses, and it is just, sometimes it'll hit you in the face and the buyer will walk right out, like can't get past the front door.
Yeah.
And so pet smells, smoke smells, those are the absolute worst. Yeah. And I actually had a client one time who hired like Stanley Steamer to come in and steam all their carpets prior to listing. And that's great. But if there is already pet smells in your carpet and Stanley Steamer comes in and wets that carpet, oh my gosh.
Real bad.
It's terrible.
Real bad.
I remember that I walked into, I had a showing scheduled for like 10 a.m. And I walked into this house at 9 a.m. to make sure everything was good and ready. And that wet dog smell hit me like a ton of bricks. And I was like, nope, this house cannot be shown.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to have to get my butt in gear. I went home. It was like a 20-minute drive. Went home, got my vacuum cleaner, went to Publix, got some of that baking soda. I got like 3 boxes of it, like the actual stuff for carpet that's baking soda. I poured it all over that house and just tried so hard to
it didn't touch it,
get
did it?
that smell out. It helped a little, but not a lot. Like that is just, it's just hard. And I think they have like 3 large dogs.
Shoot.
So, I mean... it was hard, but smells are so alarming. So you really want to, try to be very cognizant of what people are going to smell that you may not smell.
And don't be afraid to ask people that you know that you're close to and be like, listen, I need you to give me the God's honest truth. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I need to know because I'm about to get rid of this house. Like, I need you to tell me what you smell.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be the best thing. I mean, you can have your agent, you see, like your agent has to try to still be like, sometimes y'all don't want to hear it. So like, I'm dealing with one of those right now. I'm not going to go into detail, but it's hard because they don't want to hear it. And you're like, you're going to hear it whether it's from me or whether it's from the next 4 buyers that come in and they pass because this is all they smell.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And so there's this wonderful thing called showing time, right?
Yes.
Showing time is wonderful. It will tell you who's going to show your house and when. If you have 6 cats and you have 3 litter boxes and you know there's a showing at 10, if you're at work, get your neighbor to come clean your litter boxes before that showing.
Yeah.
Or like you really have to
work at it
and be aware that if you can't remove your animals from the house and remove their litter boxes from the house, you have to be able to dedicate that time or dedicate a person to doing that.
Doing it,
because otherwise, like, people don't want to come in and smell your pets.
And they don't want to see what they left behind either.
No. Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah. I know. We could go on about it all day. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about clutter. Obviously, you need to declutter. You need to use what you've got to stage the house. Like, if you've already moved out, staging can be a wonderful thing, and there are companies for that. Do I think you need to take things from the house that you just moved into and put them back in this empty house to sell it? Probably not. If you really want it to look fantastic, hire a staging company. There are plenty of good ones around here. But if you're still living in the house, you have got to declutter.
Yeah.
You have got to get stuff off your countertops, stuff off your floors. Like if that means renting a pod and getting large pieces of furniture that take up a lot of room that make your house look smaller or make your rooms look smaller, put them in there. If you need to box up your kids' toys because they're just everywhere and they're out of control and you have no kind of organizational system, speaking from experience, put them in a box and put them in a pod. Like you really...
Less is better.
Less is better, and it's really not going to affect your quality of life while you're still there.
If anything, you might walk away being like, oh, that was rather refreshing to not have.
And it will make it easier, so you won't have to keep like, if you don't have a full pod of stuff in your house to clean up, before showings, like it really will make your life easier.
For sure.
So as far as like pictures for somebody still living in the house, let's talk about like the kitchen. What do you like to see on the countertops and what absolutely needs to be
Very
gone?
little.
Okay.
Very little. The coffee pot can stay out. That's fine. The toaster can stay out. As long as these items are clean and like your toaster doesn't have like crumbs and crap all over it, like they can stay out. Your hot plate does not need to stay out. I'm not baking a casserole while I'm there. Any like little trinkets or whatever, like if it's like a beautiful like crystal bowl, I'll use it like in the corner, you know, or whatever, like, you know, just to fill it out. But like, honestly, I prefer like only 2 or 3 items on the counters. And if it's a notepad, if it's a calendar, if it's a jar of pencils, if it's a glasses holder, I'm moving all of those things.
But you could have already done that.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, this is going to be a little bit of like an inside look into my business, because I did hire the business coach, and I've been kind of talking to him because typically when I schedule a shoot with somebody, I will ask that no one be there. I ask that they leave the home, and that I just get to, that way I'm not asking you to move every 5 seconds. You're not taking things around with you that end up getting left behind. Then I either have to remind you, or I have to take them myself, or I have to edit them out. Like, it's a whole thing, y'all. So we recently started saying that if I have to stay behind, because the last house I shot, I had to move furniture.
Oh.
There were like boxes and trunks left out, and they were like, we want to use this one instead of that one. And they were like off vacuuming another room to get ready because they weren't ready. And so I was there for 4 hours to shoot this house. And so he's like, you know what you need to do? You need to say, for this size square foot home, I can shoot this home in this amount of time if no one's there. If I'm there over this amount of time, I'm going to charge this much more per 30 minutes that I'm there. And that's hard for me to do because I don't ever want to step on anyone's toes. I don't want everyone to feel like this anxiety. But when it comes down to it, and I've been gone from my home, driving time included, for 5 hours to shoot one home, it becomes not worth it to me anymore.
No.
So with all that said, less is better. And if you're like, I'm not sure if I should leave this out or not, the answer is probably no.
Yeah.
The answer is probably no.
Clean your sink out.
Clean your sink out too.
Clean your sink out. If you have dishes in your sink, put them in the dishwasher.
Yeah.
She's not going to open that to take pictures, but she'll probably get the inside of the sink, and she ain't going to do your daggum dishes for you.
I'm not going to do your dishes.
Clean your sink, throw some Dawn in it, and use a scrubbing brush to like make sure there's no like food particles in it.
Yeah. I want you to think that Jesus is coming over to your house and you really want to impress him.
That's a good one.
I've pulled razors and shampoo bottles out of showers before, and pumice stones. I'm not proud of it.
Wow.
But girl, I'm OCD, and I really want your pictures to look good.
Yeah.
I want them to look good, because at the end of the day, I usually end up putting them on my website too.
Yeah.
So I need them to look good also.
Right.
So, clean your house. Don't be nasty.
Clean your house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And declutter.
Decluttering. Honestly, like, you're going to have to do it eventually.
Yeah. You're eventually going to have to move everything out anyways. You might as well get a start on it.
Why not go ahead and just bite the bullet and do it?
Especially if you have very specific taste. If you are very directed towards traditional, or you're very directed towards modern, or you're very, whatever, less is so much better, because other people may not have your same style of taste, and so like you want them to be able to see themselves living there, and if it's very specific, it's hard for them to do that.
One of my biggest gripes, is beds. And how simple would it be just to have like a white duvet or like a white comforter or white quilt and some white pillowcases on your bed, instead of like, I can't tell you how many houses I've gone into that has like some very, I'm sure dear to them,
bold
something on the bed, and then like there are 5 pillows stacked on the one side and then 2 pillows stacked over here. It's like people don't, I mean, I don't make my bed. That's also very controversial, but I don't make my bed because I'm going to get right back in it that night. Yeah. But like for staging our Airbnbs for pictures, I'm going to make sure those beds look fantastic. So I'm going to make sure the pillows are the same floofiness. Like if you have to, you know, obviously this is more of a pain in the butt for Alisa, but like if you have 4 good pillows, put decent pillowcases on them and move them around to bed, to other beds, so your beds look complete and clean,
inviting. We know you're not going to climb into them, but like if you're going to see that as your bedroom, it needs to look good. Yeah. And you know, you could get something on Amazon for like $25. Right. Really? Yeah. A quilt, you know, just a clean white quilt, you know. Yeah. I don't know. That's one of my biggest gripes because I feel like I always see just these wild ass no, for real. Colors on the bed. I usually go into and like do some moving around because it can be. I went into one a couple weeks ago that was like seafoam green furniture and then like a gray combo. And like those colors don't photograph well, so like the camera kind of fights with like such a large contrast, and so I have to do a lot in post to calm those colors down. But so moral of the story: clean, declutter. I don't know what this is doing. Clean your house. Clean the outside of your house. Declutter. Add some pretties where you can. Like you know, outside with mulch. That's easy. Go grab a couple bags of mulch from, you know, Lowe's and spread them out yourselves. You don't have to hire anybody else to do that. I think Bama Dirt is one of those ones too that you can get like truckfuls of mulch delivered to your house too, and it's a little bit cheaper than per bag if you need like a lot, but then they deliver it straight to you. So it's good. It's worth it. Declutter. Get your house ready and be considerate of time. You're saying it for me. You're so sweet. I am. I think it's wild that you would have to spend that much time at I'm such a yes person, and it's hard for me. And I know the process is stressful, but at the end of the day, if I'm up till 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning editing pictures because like certain things weren't done that, you know, I thought we were clear on, then like it's hard, you know, and then your pictures don't get done as quick, and sometimes they may not be quite as good because like I only have what I have to work with. Have you come up with like a room by room checklist? Oh yeah. It gets sent. Nobody. It hardly ever gets looked at. I have a detailed one, and I have a slim version too that's like a 1-pager, and it rarely gets. Even on the booking form, it's like, do you understand that I'm asking for no one to be there? Even though I know it's weird, and I'm like, I'll call you on the phone and talk to you. I'll show you my, like, I'll give you all my credentials, like, whatever, you know, and, like, they check it, but then there'll be people there when I show up, and I'm like, okay, well, here we go, you know. And it's not that I don't enjoy talking to people or, like, conversing with people, and it's not that I don't understand that, like, you might feel some kind of anxiety about having someone in your home, but you're about to have showings. Where random strangers come to your home. You're about to have open houses. Like, you know, you're about to have inspections and appraisals, and like, there's going to be people at your house. Right. And you're a licensed realtor as well. I'm a licensed agent. And so, you know, you could be one of those people showing their house. Like, you pop the super box. Like, they know you're there. They know who you are when you book, you know, I even did like a bio, like a get to know me card, so they could like feel it had like my face on it. I had pictures of my kids. I'm like, you're doing all the things. I'm doing all the things. Yeah, people just they get anxiety. Y'all calm down with your anxiety. Calm down. Seriously. It's fine. I'm not gonna take any of your stuff. I really just want to take a pretty picture. Right. That's all I want to do. Please make Alisa's life a little bit easier. Read her emails and go through her daggum checklist. I love you so much right now. Oh my gosh, I just can't imagine. It's fine. Maybe it'll get better. I think as time progresses and like, you know, whatever. And if you, go sit in your car. Go sit in your car and listen to a podcast. Go to dinner. Go sit in your car and listen to this podcast. Like, listen to our podcast. Yeah, go to dinner. Like, go walk around Bridge Street. Like, I promise it's like, what I hear 9 times out of 10 when people do stays, they're like, oh, the other photographer that came was here for like 15 minutes. I get that so often. Y'all, I'm there at least 2 hours. at least 2, because my whole thing is that I get all the detailed shots. I get all the shots that make your house feel like home, hence home sweet home photography.
Yeah.
I'm not going to come in without my flash and just snap do and go. That's not what I'm that's not what I'm about. So it takes me a solid 2 hours. Go to dinner. Go to dinner, walk around Bridge Street, go catch a Trash Pandas game.
Yeah.
Like, just get out of the home and don't make it like, oh, I can't wait to get back. Go enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
You're about to sell your home. It's about to be really stressful. Go relax.
Right. And like for everybody that works from home, take a long lunch.
Yeah.
Take a long lunch and work a little bit later.
Yep. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Let me do you a favor and let me make your pictures really good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
Woo!
Now that we're past that, I hope you've learned something. Okay, let's talk about your week. What you been doing?
Lord.
What you been doing?
I went to the beach.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Well, so I did a listing before I left to go to the beach. And God bless these people. They are so stressed out. And I feel so bad for them. This is the one I was there for a while with. And a lot of it was because it was a larger home. They weren't sure if like certain pieces of furniture should stay in the room or like this, that, and the other. And like what to do with the blinds and this. And it made me really feel for them because being in this position, like we see, you know, the different situations people are in and everything. But it can be very stressful to sell your home. Especially a home that you've been in for a very long time, you've raised your kids in, like all of those things. But you know, when it comes down to it, like you're essentially hiring your real estate agent or the people that, you know, come and take pictures or whatever, and you in the end have to trust those people to know what they're doing and to have your best interest at heart. And so ultimately we kind of, you know, the agent was there with me, we kind of had to be like, relax.
Yeah.
You go in there, let us do our thing, you know, and whatever. So I did have a listing before I left. That went really well, and then I went to the beach, and I took my computer with me because I was going to edit the pictures while I was on vacation. I had some headshots I still needed to finish up for leading edge agents. Y'all, it wouldn't work.
Your computer?
My computer was working, but the internet was literally it was the internet for the whole building.
Oh.
I even tried to use my phone as a hotspot, but I only had one bar. So like uploading one picture took like 30 minutes, and I was like, this is not going to work. It's not going to work. And like because it's all, my programming is web-based, my Photoshop is all online. And so like, it was just, I mean, I would have been working the entire time from start to finish, and I was there for my girls. So it wasn't going to work. And so I was like, okay, well, it must mean that I'm not supposed to do any work while I'm here. So I did not do any work while I was on vacation, which was honestly meant to happen because I was getting really overwhelmed, and I was getting, you know, a little bit frazzled. So yeah, I was on vacation. I would love to say that it was relaxing. We went to Orange Beach. I had my children.
Are vacations with kids ever relaxing?
Ooh, I had my children and my mom with me. So as a recap, my youngest is 19 months old, and I have an 8-year-old daughter from my first marriage. And I love her so much. You know, like the TikTok where they're like asking the moms, like, what'd you kill for your kids? And they're all like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Like, I would kill for her, okay? But she and I
butt heads.
We butt heads constantly, which is not the relationship I thought that I would have with my daughter. We were kind of at one point when she was like 3 and 4, like BFFs and whatever, but now like I'm stupid and she knows everything, and so we're there, and it's so hard. And of course, like we get there, I've been driving for 6.5 hours, and she's like, I'm gonna go to the pool, and I'm like, I want to crawl in bed and take a nap.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted. And Lizzie doesn't travel well in the car. She didn't nap the whole time, so 2 straight days of her not taking a nap. And like, it was just, my daughter's never satisfied. So like, it's just very difficult when you're trying to do something nice, like take her on vacation, and she's like, but I wanted to do this, but I wanted to do that. And your like eyes start twitching. You're like, So I wish I could say it was relaxing.
What is it? You need a vacation from your vacation?
Yeah, my mom literally is planning for me next year to go by myself somewhere. Nice. I'm loving her for this. Yeah, she was like, so talk to me about like if you just went on sabbatical basically and just like took 3 days to yourself. And I'm like, I would probably just sit and read like in a cabin by a stream and be left alone. Yeah. That's all I really want.
Good for your mom.
I know. Oh, and by the way, on my way home yesterday, my dad called me. He had been in a car accident. So he's okay. Okay. But it was right by Hughes, and there was like this whole situation where like the traffic guard lady who's supposed to be directing school traffic didn't have her cones out. It just looked like a broken down car in the middle of the lane. So people were having to go around her and like all this stuff. And like as my dad was going around, another car was trying to get through and cut across and ended up sideswiping my dad. My dad's in his 70s. He's not like ancient, but like it's concerning. Yeah. And they took off. Yep. And then the traffic direction lady, he came out of the school, so you knew he was a student. She like came over and starts blessing him out. She's like, you hit one of my babies and blah, blah. And he's like, you can tell by my car that I've been sideswiped. Like, I didn't hit anybody, you know, but like going off. It was a whole hot mess. So yeah, we're still looking for the perpetrator.
Oh my gosh.
I got you all over the mom groups, fam. So just look out, because
you're going to be posting.
You're going to be, yeah. Yeah. So I was like on my way home. So I had to call Andrew and be like, will you go get my dad? He has a flat. He needs it fixed, and get him on his way so he can at least get home. And I was like, I'm trying to relax, y'all. I'm trying to relax. So yeah, that was my week. How was yours? It's okay.
Well, Monday was my son's birthday.
Whoop, whoop.
I know. He turned 4. We had his party on Saturday, and it was great.
Yeah.
It really was. Like, my mom, I know I told you last week that she just kind of went all out, and she bought a bunch of hunting-type decor on Amazon.
I bet it was so cute.
It was adorable. Like, she bought this little, like, pop-up hunting lodge, and she bought him, like, a deer target.
Oh, my gosh.
And she bought these little, like, bows and arrows that had little targets that were sitting around, and little pop guns. And she had gotten him this tractor so it was a tractor with, like, a tiny little trailer on it. I don't know what you call it. But so all the kids were, like, one was driving, one was sitting in the back, and they were just taking turns going around the yard, and they had so much fun. So yeah, Saturday was a fun day. I really loved, like, it really just warmed my heart seeing him playing with all his little friends at the house in his new backyard, and it was great. I think he had the best time ever. Monday was his birthday. He requested sushi, of course. So we went out to eat with all of our family. Had a good little birthday dinner for him, and I made a fruit pizza on Saturday.
Okay.
For everybody who doesn't love, like, heavy icing. Who doesn't love heavy icing?
I mean,
but I know, me too. I perfected the fruit pizza though, and so I made one that was out during his party, and within like an hour it was all gone.
Wow.
So I made another one during his party, and then he requested another one.
Oh my gosh.
For Monday.
Holy cow.
And it is all gone. So yeah, that was great. Let's see, Tuesday I was super, super busy. I was trying to get literally everything done that I possibly could, because our nanny went out of town yesterday. We dropped her off at the airport. She's going to DC for a couple days. So I knew that, you know, yesterday, tomorrow, and today we're going to be real hard to do anything. So Tuesday was super, super busy.
Yeah.
Archer had his 4-year doctor's appointment today, and I was like, I spent the last 2 weeks preparing him for these shots that he was going to get today, and he was really calm and cool and collected about it. I knew he had some anxiety about it, but we had talked at length about how, you know, it's really not that big of a deal. Right. It'll be over before you know it. If you do well at the doctor tomorrow, what kind of cool thing do you want to go do? And he was like, I want to go to the movies. We've only been to the movies once. Yeah. But he also just started eating popcorn, because my best friend for his birthday got him like this whole movie night package. So she literally bought him like 12 sets of pajamas, like a little nap mat. She bought some trays that we could like put together that say movie night on them. Oh, that's so cute. She packed like 5 or 6 different baggies with like popcorn and candy. And
is this who I think it is? Okay.
Yeah. So good job, TT.
Yay.
She got him a lot of fun stuff, and he hadn't eaten popcorn before, so now he's like obsessed with it. So he wanted to go to a movie and get some popcorn and some candy and stuff like that. So like I just spent a lot of time preparing him, and we got to the doctor, and he was talkative and charming, you know, his usual,
like, I've got this,
his usual self. And Dr. Denny was like, are we doing shots today? And I was like,
can we not?
I mean,
I would love to not do them.
And he was like, well, you just have to do them like when he's 5 or when he's starting kindergarten. And Archer's going to be the oldest one in his class, because he couldn't start pre-K this year because his birthday was too late. So he'll be 4 turning 5 in pre-K in 2024, and then 5 turning 6 in kindergarten in 2025. And he said, yeah, he just needs them to start kindergarten. And I was like, Archer, would you, I don't know.
Would you like your shots today
I don't know why I
or later?
asked him, but, you know, I want him to have
The decision.
It's his body, you know.
I know.
And I said, if you get all your shots today, you won't have to have another one until you're 11. And I said, or you could wait and you could get them when you turn 5. And he was like, maybe I can get them tomorrow. And I was like, no, it's, you know.
That's not really how that works.
No, we can just, I said, if you don't want them, if this gives you some anxiety and stress, we don't have to get them right now. We can get them next year. And he said, I think I'll be better next year.
Well,
I said, okay.
I love him. Gosh dang it.
So we delayed his shots, which he was going to get 4. I mean, that's a lot. So we delayed him till next year.
So in contrast, can I tell you a contrasting story about my oldest child?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so while we were at the beach, we spent all day at the beach, not yesterday, day before yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
All day. I brought Lizzie in for a nap, but otherwise we were out all day.
Mm-hmm.
She built sandcastles, we dug for seashell, like we did the whole thing. We flew kites, we did the whole thing, the whole shebang, okay? She got to play with little friends, it was great. Then she wanted to go to the indoor pool. I'm like, okay, fair enough, we'll go to the indoor pool. Why not, right? Go to the indoor pool, we're there for an hour and a half, Lizzie's in there, everyone's having a great old time. Okay, it's time to go back. My child refused to wear shoes to the pool, okay? So the pool's out in the parking lot, you gotta walk across the parking lot to get to it. On the way back, she steps on not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, 5 thorns.
Oh, no.
On her way back, okay? And they're those little green, my mom calls them cockleburs, so I don't think that's what they're called. But anyways, she steps on 5 of those. So I'm like, okay, sit down. Like, it was all happened, like, within, like, 1 step.
Yeah.
She just happened to hit it, like, just right. I'm holding Lizzie. I'm holding all the crap that they have to take with them to the pool.
Yeah.
I'm also holding my phone trying to shine a light because I'm thinking, like, oh, it's just a small one. We'll just pull it out. And then she pulls it up, and I see there's, like, 5 of them. And they're all, like, right on, like, the front, like, by her toes.
Yeah.
You know, like, by that, I guess that's the ball of your foot, whatever. So I'm like trying to set everybody down without setting my infant down in a parking lot to be, you know, on her own while I, you know, so I'm like, can you pull them out? And she's like hysterical, absolutely hysterical. You would think that someone had chopped her entire foot off, like hysterical. And I'm like, Allie, it's okay. They're just thorns. I know it hurts, but like, let's take a breather and let's like figure out how to get you out of the situation so we can not be as upset about it. So she goes to touch and she's like, I can't. And this is all like relatively new behavior for her. Like within the last year or so, she was like terrified of bees one day. She was fine one day and then she wouldn't even go to the mailbox to get the mail. Like terrified. This is another reason why we've been going to therapy, is like trying to like figure out where all this like extra anxiety is coming from. Long story short, after like 10 minutes of me like finally setting Lizzie down, also not wanting her to step in anything, so trying to keep her close, I'm trying to pull them out and she's like screaming bloody murder while people walk by, and I'm like, she's fine, it's just a thorn. I know it seems like a lot, but like she's okay. I'm not beating my child yet. Everything's fine. I literally had to be like, I'm gonna walk away now. You can either pull them out yourself, I can pull them out, or you can hobble on your little heel back to the room. But I was like, I can't sit here all night in the dark in a parking lot with these things and your sister. Like, I'm like, I need you to help me out here. I need a little bit of I need a little bit of give. Like, you gotta work with me here. And like, so she ended up hobbling in, but like I'm like 3 feet in front of her and she's like, you're leaving me. And I'm like, this is the last day of vacation. I tried my absolute hardest today to make sure that today was like mind-blowing and everything, and like literally like some thorns is what just sent her. And I knew she was tired. We all napped that day, by the way. We all napped that day. And so in contrast to your son literally getting stabbed with needles and my daughter getting a couple thorns, I won't downplay it, because I know that it, you know, I mean, I'm sure it hurt, but like also
we got to get him out somehow.
Dadgum, girl, calm down.
Moment. Listen to mom about
So like, and of course, like when I get up to the room, I'm like, Mom, like I need you to handle
your granddaughter,
because I need a minute. Like I needed a minute. I was like, it's hard when you feel like you've sacrificed. You know, like I gave up 3 days of work, you know, which just trying to start a business when you've just lost your like reliable job and like all that is not hard, is not easy. And, you know, I gave everything that I had today, and I was a yes mom. I did it, you know, whatever. And then this is literally what brought you to this point. So I'm in the bathroom, like just taking a breather. I'm like leaning against the back of the cabinet. I'm just like, take some deep breaths. I'm like, it's fine. This is part of being a mom, like whatever. And I can hear the story she's telling my mom is like, Mom left me and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, it takes everything I have. I'm just like, you know, and I feel like in those moments you like hit that like where you're like, I don't know, you just get real like shady as a mom because you want to go out there and be like, I did not do that, but then you realize you're a grown adult and you can't do that.
I know.
Yeah. So
don't you love it when your kids get like, not when they're bad, because I feel like all kids are not.
Mine can be.
They're not bad. They just make bad choices. They make bad decisions.
Yes.
Like, and I try really hard to. If Archer's had a hard day or something, we talk about bad decisions.
Yeah.
I try really hard to be like, you're
Same.
a good boy. You just made bad decisions.
You made a bad decision.
But like, man, when they're making those bad decisions, they become like, if I'm talking to Ammon, your son. Or if I'm talking to my grandma, my mom, your grandson, or my dad, your grandson did this.
I do that with Andrew and Alice all the time. He's like, she did not come from me. You can't pin this on me. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. We still do it all the time. Speaking of though, I did. So I'm a book girl.
Yes.
My fam over here is not a book girl. But I did read 2 books while I was on vacation, and reading is like my outlet. I haven't read this one yet. I'm just saying. Yeah, so I started on Colleen Hoover books.
Okay.
You heard of Colleen Hoover?
I have heard.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I usually like to read by author. So I was on Sarah J. Maas and I was finishing up. Oh, I read Fourth Wing also. So I'm waiting for that second book to come out in November. I know you're looking at me like I'm a nerd.
like, huh?
She loves me. It's okay. So I read Verity. Everyone squealed over this book and it was good.
Oh,
It was like a
different opinion.
6 or 7 out of 10. The storyline was good. I'm used to reading fantasy, so this was different for me. It's still fiction. I mean, it's fiction, but it was like just a different kind of vibe. It wasn't like about like pointy-eared, masculine, handsome men and enemies to lovers. It wasn't about any of that stuff. So it was a different world for me. But it was good. I think I watched people reading this book on TikTok, and there were a lot of like moments, and I didn't do that.
You weren't into them.
Yeah, it was all right. It's good. I mean, it's still a good storyline. Okay. Yeah, this one was a little bit more suspenseful. If you're looking for like a suspenseful, thriller-ish, but still like some weird romance. The very ending, like the very last couple pages, there's like an aha moment. And then I also read her other book, It Ends With Us, which was, I actually finished it last night. I read like 200 and something pages last night.
Oh, wow.
This is a good one. If you are a survivor of domestic violence and you get triggered real easily, I don't know that this one, and I haven't read this one yet. This is the next part of this book, but I don't know that this one's for you. So, anywho,
Trigger warning.
Read those. They will not stay on my shelf. I keep all the books that I absolutely adore stay on my shelf. They will not stay on my shelf.
Okay.
No.
If that tells you anything.
Yeah, they were good reads. I don't regret reading them, but they won't stay on my shelf.
Okay.
Okay, random crap that I bought this week?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm preparing for Christmas. I got Allie one of these thingies off of Temu.
I bought mine on TikTok shop.
Yep, Temu. I think I paid like $4 for it.
Oh, you did better than me.
$4, yep. She also really loves Barbie. She's still in her Barbie phase. So I got her, I'm trying to help her want to clean the house.
Yeah.
So I got her this stuff and just a whole bunch of these little like Barbie food. She loves like Barbie food.
Okay.
Little Barbie food items.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got those. And then also from the TikTokies, I did this. You can smell it now.
Okay.
So
What
it's
is
the
this?
Brazilian
She
Crush.
wouldn't let me smell it
I would not
before.
let her smell it earlier.
Brazilian jasmine and pink dragon fruit.
So that's number, what is it, 68?
Yeah.
I think that's 68.
Do I have to
So no,
taste
just
it?
pull it off.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a body and hairspray.
Can I
It's just a smelly. You can.
It smells like alcohol. Like alcohol wipes.
Well, I'm wearing it today, so I'm glad you think that. Well, smell
Maybe
the
it's just
doohickey.
that.
Smell the thingy.
Maybe my nose is messed up.
Wow, interesting.
When I first sprayed it, I was like, oh, that's an alcohol wipe. Is that weird?
Smell it now, because now I don't want to smell it and think that I just smell like an alcohol.
No, it smells good on my skin.
It smells like hand sanitizer, kind of like the little
maybe that's-
square ones that
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm smelling.
So ironically, I went into Sephora because, there are like 3 or 4 other kinds that have been all over TikTok, and everyone's like, no, you don't get that one, you get this one or whatever. There's one that's yellow. There's 2 that are yellow, but there's one specifically that smells, no lie, like buttered popcorn.
Ooh. Like better as a taste, not great as the smell?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the girl in the store told me that. She was like, I'm not going to lie to you, like that one smells like popcorn. And I was like, why would you do that to me? And then I sniffed it and I'm like, no lie, it's like I stuck my
love
head
the
in a
smell
whole
of
bag
popcorn.
of popcorn. Yeah, but do you want to smell like popcorn?
No, well, no.
Okay.
I prefer cotton candy.
Okay.
That's like that's what I want to smell like.
To eat or smell? Okay.
To smell like.
I was like, we're talking about food or we're talking about smell? So anyways, I've used it.
Eat popcorn, smell like cotton candy.
Yeah, I'm hyper aware of like using scents because I'm still nursing. I don't really want like Lizzie all up on me if I've got like all of those weird scents on me. So typically I use like a very like natural scents, or I use like essential oils or something like that aren't too strong. But every now and then, like if I want to feel pretty and I'm just going out like with Andrew or something, I'll use this stuff. So anyways, there was that one. I've used it. It doesn't look like it because it looks almost full, but I don't use scents a lot. So like, I've used some.
It's like one other thing to remember.
Yeah.
I just don't want to have to remember to put perfume on.
I know. Yeah. Well,
if I'm brushing my teeth and putting on makeup, we're good.
Yeah. It's light, so it's not super strong. It's like it's like a body spray. And then my girl that does my hair, Sabrina at Wheelhouse, gave this to me. So she didn't give it to me. I had to pay for it. I wish. Yeah, but it's the Kevin Murphy brand, which is usually kind of higher end. But it's a soothing leave-on scalp treatment. It's the Scalp Spa Serum. And, I told you that I, like, literally after I had Lizzie, my scalp did some crazy things. Like, this whole section of my hair, or my head, like, flaked off.
Yeah.
This is TMI. It's kind of gross, but like real girl talk right now.
Postpartum.
Awful postpartum. Yeah, and so like literally I was taking like a fine tooth comb and like just like lifting off layers of my scalp. And I went to her and I'm like, girl, help me. I need something. Because I was literally, there were nights I was putting like straight coconut oil and vitamin E like on my scalp and just sleeping like a gross mess. So this has been really good. I've only had to use it like, I've been using it every day, so I should say that. But you can use it on wet hair, dry hair, whatever, and you just like massage a little bit in, and then you just style and go. It does not leave a greasy residue.
Oh, that's nice.
It smells so good. Do you want to smell it?
Yeah.
Okay. It smells so good, in my opinion. Of course, now that you thought my stuff smells like alcohol wipes, I don't know what your response is going to be. But no, it's like non-greasy, and it honestly just made my head, like my scalp, feel so much better. It felt so like soothing to it.
It does smell good.
Didn't it smell good?
Yeah.
It's like not weird hair care smell.
Kevin Murphy.
Scalp
Spa Serum.
Scalp Spa Serum. Yep. So if you got some weird like hair scalp spots going on, like this stuff is.
I wish I would have known about that because I had to get my dermatologist to prescribe me prescription shampoo.
Oh my gosh!
Because
seriously?
mine was so bad. Yeah. Specifically after Warren. It's
Yeah.
the second child.
This second round of postpartum symptoms has been a doozy. Enough to make me not want to have more kids.
I know.
Which is a shame because I wouldn't have minded one more.
I know. Me
But
too.
if I had to go through all that again, ain't happening.
And we're like, I feel like I wanted to be completely done by the time I was 35.
Same.
So I'm there.
Yeah, me too.
I'm
yeah.
there. And my husband's 41.
Is he
in
really?
November.
Oh,
He'll be 41 in November.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're too old.
Yeah.
We're too old.
Yeah.
But don't let that deter you if you're as old as me or older and you still want a baby.
Yeah, no,
Have a baby.
more power to
You'll
you.
never regret it.
It's honestly all about like body and head space because
Yeah.
like if I was exercising right now and like I was at a good place in my life and like my postpartum wasn't so bad, then I would have another one, no problem.
Exercise together.
We need to.
We were so committed when we were exercising together.
And honestly, when I lost all that weight back in 2019, I lost 30 pounds in 3 months. And I was hitting it hard and I've never felt better. Seriously, honest to God, like I've never felt better. I slept wonderful, like my overall mood was so much better, like, and then COVID and all that crap hit and I was like, skirt, like I need a cookie. Like,
I know.
Ooh, yeah. So, but yeah, I was literally just like, I wasn't even running. I was like, I would go through like jogging, walking stints. I was doing like the hip hop dancing stuff just in my living room because I want to dance. Like it's fun and you burn so many calories that way. And then I was just counting calories.
Man.
That's it.
I just have a discipline problem.
It took me 2.5 weeks to break my cycles, to break my negative habits.
I want to lose like 25 pounds. I would be happy if I lost, honestly, 15. 15 would be cool, but 25 would be cooler.
I don't want to go back to the gym. I'm past that stage.
No.
I was going to the gym a lot.
See,
well,
I've got a Planet Fitness membership, and I just don't use it.
Like Planet Fitness.
Girl, it's only $10 a
I
month.
know.
They got these cool water beds.
I was going for a little while, but I don't know. I just didn't see the gym that I was originally at was like a small gym in Ardmore, and like it was real like I knew my people there, and it was like small. I knew how all the machines worked, like, and it's part of that's just like getting back in and getting it done.
Yeah.
But I'm so busy right now. It's hard for me to go.
I know.
So
Me and Ammon back last year from May to August, we did P90X together. And
I forgot all about P90X.
Yeah.
Woo. Yeah.
And so we would, as soon as our sitter would get there in the morning, we would go to the gym and we would spend probably an hour and a half there.
Dang.
And we would, do a little warm up, and then we would do that day's P90X. And I think I lost like 25 pounds in 3 months doing it. And we were very committed.
Yeah.
But it helps if you have a partner that is also committed with you. And then I just kind of fell off the wagon. I gained back every single bit
Me too,
of
girl.
those 25 pounds.
Me too.
And Ammon had this Alaska trip in his mind. He went to Alaska in September. So he would go to the gym every morning and he would walk for like 40 minutes on the stair climber.
Yeah.
And so his legs were in really good shape. Like that was...
hurts my knees, literally, just
girl,
thinking
I
about
couldn't
it.
do it. I couldn't do it. And he would do like a really high level, like not holding on for 40 minutes straight. And he was in really, really good shape before he went. So I have a freaking rowing machine in my bedroom and I don't even use it. It's the discipline for me.
I know, yeah.
I'm just like, I can't find 15 minutes, 30 minutes in my day to just dedicate to rowing. Yeah. Like, of course I could.
So we bought a bike trailer to put Lizzie, because Lizzie, like, Allie's learned how to ride her bike finally. Like, that was a big thing. She crashed it into a mailbox a couple weeks ago, like crashed hard, like ended up like 10 feet in a ditch, crashed. Man. Broke part of her bike. Yeah, it was rough. She also did something she wasn't supposed to be doing, which was go up our neighbor's huge incline of a driveway and then come down like 100 miles an hour. She was told not to do it. But so now that she's riding her bike, like she wants us all to go on like family bike rides. So I got a bike trailer so Lizzie can sit in the bike trailer that we go. And I've been the one hauling it because I'm like, I want to get...
Yeah.
I saw my legs in a video my mom took of us at the beach, and I was like, "Ooh, Lord, those are dimply. Those are some dimply, thick old girls that guts to go."
I do not let cameras be pointed at me if I'm.
I usually don't either, but Mom's like, making memories, and I'm like, yeah, okay. I have like no pictures or videos of me with the girls, and I'm like, this is why.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So, anyways, I know I got to get there too, but mine's emotional eating. I've known that for a long time. I'm an emotional eater, and when I feel tired or stressed or anxious or whatever, like the world's falling apart around us.
Hello. Yeah.
I eat.
Yeah. Well,
I ate Phil's yesterday too, by the way.
Did you?
Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
We came home. My dad had a car accident. I'm like, I need something.
Okay, be with your family. That's fine.
Sorry. Yeah, I'll call you next time. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So we're also going to the zoo tomorrow.
That's right.
We're going to the zoo tomorrow for Archer's birthday.
Yay.
The party just continues.
It does. It's a whole month.
He's really wanted to see some lions and stuff like that, so we're going to Birmingham Zoo tomorrow, so I'm pretty pumped about that.
So fun.
Yeah. And then it'll just return to normal next week once Valentina's back.
Weird version of normal. Yeah.
And we'll just get back to work next week, but we're having fun now while we can't work.
Yeah.
So anything else? Or have we covered everything?
I think we've covered everything, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
If you stuck with us through all 3 episodes.
All 2 of you. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Hi, parents. Hi, probably hubby, who's probably stopped watching at this point.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
We love you.
I know. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you again next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Are we going to do our high five?
Yes. Yeah.
And that wraps up another episode of the Property Moms Podcast. A huge thank you for joining Chelsea and Alisa on their journey through homes, homework, deals, and diapers. Remember, whether you're closing a sale or tucking in the kids, the juggle is oh so real, but you're never alone in it. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and share with other fabulous juggling moms out there. Until next time, keep shining and keep thriving. Or surviving.